Hey, it's Spence from LaunchList.com. I've got a great question today, actually, sent to me to my Facebook inbox from Tim O'Donnell, one of our customers and fans over at the Facebook group for Lunch Flows. Hopefully, Tim doesn't mind my sharing his direct email, but it's very tastefully written and discreet. He asked a couple questions I want to review with you on how to proceed. The number one question he asked is how to handle whether somebody should do a guest checkout or whether they need to be registered and logged in on WooCommerce. Second of all, he asked me how he can prettify up or make more beautiful the process of doing some kind of registration process. That's a double process in order to get the same effect, but yet not look so blah, as he says, using the normal out-of-the-box stuff from WooCommerce or even having to force somebody to go to BuddyBoss. And then finally, he wants to know whether or not launch flows can play a part in it. So let's review the concepts. First of all, the first question is, absolutely, almost under every circumstance I can think of, you want to have somebody registered and logged in with a lead magnet or a paid product in order to get into your system. And the reason for that is simple. The marketing automation really cannot begin unless or until somebody is registered and logged in, insofar as their behavior on the WordPress site is concerned. Yes, you can add them to your CRM list and you can track their behavior from if they go to a page or if they click an email, but you can't do the kind of two-way customizing their journey interaction of true marketing automation unless you get them registered and logged in. More importantly is by registering and logging in somebody who's willing to give you their email, if they are that close to an actual paid transaction, it's worthwhile doing. Or even better, if it is a paid transaction at the time, well, hey, once they give you money, you need to have them in the system. So in order to do that, we use the lead magnet that's built into launch flows in order to allow a free product from WooCommerce to become a really beautiful, elegant mechanism. And I made a video on that before. I'll post the link to this here. This is in our WP Launchify. The video link is here. It's called Create a Custom Lead Magnet for WooCommerce in 2 minutes with launch flows and Elementor free. I'll post a link to this video which covers how to do the lead magnet setup. Insofar as setting up WooCommerce, you want to go to WooCommerce settings, and then you're going to go under accounts and privacy. And here we're going to set up that somebody absolutely must be registered and logged in order for them to complete this process. Otherwise, what happens is it's a guest checkout. And I don't know if this is clear to many of you, but a person who does a guest checkout never becomes a user in WordPress. And as such, they don't get tracked, they don't get added to your CRM, none of the normal behavior takes place that you really need and want from a user, which is what we want to make them. So let's do here, guest checkout. We want to not allow them to place an order with an account. Instead, we want to allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. So this means nobody can get a checkout without actually becoming a user. Next, we want to allow them to create that account during checkout. We don't really need them to be able to create an account on the My Account page because no one's going to get to the My Account unless they're already a user anyway. And then this is preference, but I also check these last two boxes. When creating an account, automatically generate the username based upon their name, surname, or email. This is a brilliant way to allow somebody to just use their same email as the username. And since most everybody has the ability to use that same username across multiple places, they're not going to forget it. It's easy for you to send them or give them the lost password option and so forth. Instead of some made-up name of blah, 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 27506 or something that means nothing anyway to you or them. Next, I also make it that the account creation automatically generates the password, which then allows WooCommerce to send it elegantly and silently in the background with an automatic email. Here's why. Even if they don't check their email, they're automatically registered and logged in at the time of the checkout, and they can go about their business, which typically involves being sent to the My Account area where they can reset that password on their own. But even if they never get the email with the password, by default, when WooCommerce is being used, if they go to the My Account tab and they're not logged in, WooCommerce presents them a very beautiful, elegant form that has a lost password link, which if they click that, it just says, I'll send you a thing, go ahead and reset your password. And in many cases, we actually don't send the initial password in the mail anyway. We just say, once you've registered and logged in, Next time you come back, go to the My Account page and set your password on your own. So these are the settings that I would put in for almost every situation. There's a few exceptions, but those I've talked about in other videos. In this case, you'll go and use this along with the lead magnet, and you'll have the ability to have this very pretty, built with your favorite page builder like Elementor, registration page. Along the way, you can also collect either custom user metadata or custom order data. The difference is the user metadata is associated with the person, and that is useful in the future for, you guessed it, segmenting them for personalized journeys using automation. However, you may also want to memorialize order data. That is information that's associated with that particular transaction that you want to be etched into stone for future reference. Even though you as the administrator can change that info, you want to memorialize what the order was originally, so there's no conflict between you and the original buyer as to what they told you they wanted. This is great for memorializing orders, requests, invoicing, stuff like that. Here's a client we're working with now that we did a similar setup. They're basically providing custom vinyl graphics for distributors and representatives for various brands like liquor companies and so forth. So the first is an order page. Here we're using custom order fields with the product that allow us to take in information about the actual truck, make and model, the size of the various sections that are going to be created and so forth. Once they're at the order stage, we take them to the completion of the order checkout. This is a launch flows checkout, which again is jazzed up using custom user meta fields to collect information about who's the distributor, who is the person making the order, their address, their phone number, all that sort of stuff, as well as whether this should be shipped to a certain person and so forth. And then it goes on to the order. So by using these two extra tools to add custom fields to either the user meta or the order, along with a very beautiful drag and drop layout using launch flows, along with, if you didn't want to take money, the lead magnet option of an order, you have a system that is both easy to use, non-code, drag and drop, flexible, and at the end of the day, eliminates the need for other plugins. But best of all, the data that you collect is automatically useful for your marketing automation purposes, because you'll know who made an order, what their specific details were. Those fields, along with any tags that you assign, will be synchronized to your CRM, where you can use them for future automations and other kind of things to follow. Hopefully this follows up really well with what Tim was looking for, and it helps the rest of you guys understand that launch flows is a very powerful way to use Elementor, let's say WP Fusion in your favorite CRM, and the other tools in a small stack to make very, very easy, yet powerful, custom checkout experiences. I'll see you on the next video.